Mike did everything society told him to do. He worked hard, got a good job, bought nice cars for his family. And from the outside, his life looked successful. But behind closed doors, he was slowly drowning. In debt, stress, arguments, and a marriage that was falling apart. All because of something most people think is normal: car payments. And what makes this story scary is that Mike didn't realize the problem for years. He thought the issue was inflation. Maybe his salary wasn't high enough. Maybe life was just getting expensive. But one night, after one painful argument with his wife, he sat down and added up every single dollar leaving his account. And what he discovered shocked him. Because the thing quietly destroying his finances was parked right outside his house. Mike grew up poor. Not extremely poor, but the type of poor where every bill caused stress. He remembered hearing his parents argue about money almost every month. Sometimes the lights almost got cut off. Sometimes rent was late. And Mike promised himself something as a teenager. When I grow up, my family will never struggle like this. That promise became his motivation. So Mike worked hard. He stayed focused. No partying, no wasting time. He studied, worked side jobs, and eventually, he landed a solid IT support job at a growing company. Good salary, benefits, stable career. For the first time in his life, Mike felt like he made it. And then came the moment that changed everything. One Friday after work, Mike drove past a dealership. He saw a black SUV sitting under bright lights. Clean, luxury interior, brand new. And the salesperson told him something dangerous. You can afford this monthly payment. And that's how the trap starts. Not with the full price, with the monthly payment. Mike wasn't thinking about interest. He wasn't thinking about insurance. He wasn't thinking about long-term costs. He was thinking emotionally. I worked hard. I deserve this. I finally made it. So he bought the SUV. And honestly, for a while, it felt amazing. Friends complimented him. Coworkers noticed. His family loved it. And every time he drove it, he felt successful. But then life kept expanding. Mike got married. His wife Sarah had a small car at first, but after having their second child, she wanted something bigger, safer, more comfortable. And Mike agreed, because now he was making even more money. So they financed another vehicle, another monthly payment, another insurance policy, more gas, more maintenance. And slowly, their fixed expenses started growing. But they didn't notice yet, because they still had money left over, at least in the beginning. Then inflation hit. Groceries got expensive. Rent increased. Utilities increased. Gas prices exploded. And suddenly, Mike started feeling pressure. At first, it was small. He stopped saving as much. Then he started using credit cards more often. Then came the overtime, extra shifts, weekend work. And here's the dangerous part. From the outside, they still looked successful. Nice neighborhood, nice cars, family photos online. But financially, they were suffocating. And stress changes people. Mike became constantly tired. He stopped laughing as much. He was always thinking about bills. One repair after another. New brakes, transmission issue, tires. Insurance renewal increased again. And every month, thousands of dollars disappeared before they could even breathe. The car payments alone were eating a huge part of their income. But Mike kept telling himself, this is normal. Everybody has payments. And that belief kept him trapped. Then the arguments started. At first, it was little things. Sarah asking, "Why are we always stressed about money if we make good income?" Mike would get defensive. He felt attacked. Because in his mind, he was working hard for the family. But the harder he worked, the more disconnected he became. He missed dinners, missed family time, always tired, always irritated. And eventually, money conversations turned into emotional fights. One night, Sarah looked at him and said, "We have good jobs, so why does it still feel like we're drowning?" And Mike had no answer. Then came the breaking point. One winter evening, their daughter needed money for a school activity. The heating bill was due. One car needed repairs, and their credit card was nearly maxed out. Mike checked his bank account, and for the first time in years, he felt panic. Real panic. He realized something terrifying. If he lost his job, they would collapse financially within months, all because their lifestyle depended on constant income. That night, after everyone went to sleep, Mike sat alone at the kitchen table, laptop open, bills everywhere, and he finally added everything up. The SUV payment, the second car payment, insurance, gas, maintenance, repairs, registration, car washes, parking, interest. And when he saw the final number, he froze. They were spending over $2,400 every single month on vehicles, almost $30,000 a year. And suddenly, everything became clear. They weren't poor. They were overcommitted. The cars weren't giving them freedom. They were taking it away. And that realization hurt Mike deeply, because he remembered why he wanted success in the first place. To give his family peace, not stress. To create freedom, not pressure. He realized he had confused looking successful with actually being financially secure. And honestly, that realization changes a lot of people's lives. The next morning, Mike finally talked honestly with Sarah. No ego, no pretending, no fake confidence, just honesty. And instead of blaming each other, they became a team again. They made a plan. They sold the most expensive vehicle. Not because they wanted to suffer, but because they wanted breathing room. They bought a reliable used SUV instead. Still safe, still comfortable, but without crushing payments. They reduced unnecessary expenses, started budgeting, paid down debt, and slowly, the stress started disappearing. And something interesting happened. Their marriage improved. They laughed more, argued less, spent more time together. Mike stopped working constant overtime. He became present again. And for the first time in years, they finally felt peace. Not because they became rich overnight, but because they stopped drowning financially. And this is the lesson most people never learn. A high income does not automatically create wealth. If your expenses rise every time your income rises, you can stay trapped forever. And cars are one of the biggest traps. Because society rewards the appearance of success, but real wealth usually looks boring at first. Smart decisions, lower stress, more savings, more freedom, more options. That's real success. So if you're watching this right now and you feel stressed every month, even though you work hard, take a deeper look at where your money is going. Because sometimes the thing making you look successful is secretly keeping you stuck. And remember, you don't need to drive a terrible car. You just need to make decisions that give your future more freedom instead of more pressure. Mike thought expensive cars proved he made it, but peace of mind became the thing he valued most. If this story opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and follow for more real stories and financial lessons nobody teaches in school. Because one smart financial decision can completely change your future.